This is Teddy Hart, and what you're about to see is what's supposed to be a 1-minute promo of what was going to be his upcoming match against Joey Janela. And let's just say the promo didn't end up being 1 minute. Enjoy.
September 16th, the hardcore legend, the Nick Gage Invitational Tournament. And thank God I don't have to be involved in a death match yet. And I respect the guys that made this promotion famous and respected. And the risk they take in a business that a bunch of fans aren't being fooled. There's no extra pay for getting killed out there, but they keep doing it. And I ask these guys why, and they look at me and they say, because they love this fucking business. I said, that much, eh? And they said, yep. And I said, where'd you get that type of love for the business? I said, watching guys like you and Jack Evans, Nick Gage, Homicide, Ricochet, all these guys over the years that broke their fucking necks, Sanjay Dutt, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, CM Punk, Paul London. I'll drop names all day of guys I watched in Ring of Honor or some CZW tape or another indie show, PWG, fucking kill it and make wrestling cool again. So when I go to the bar and I'm talking to some fucking gangster and he's got a drug deal to make and he doesn't want to talk wrestling anymore, he wants to talk MMA. I say, there's a new MMA guy from fucking the UFC that just joined pro wrestling, and he's a stud. And he's coming in there, and instead of kicking guys in the head and trying to fucking hurt us, he's making us look great, and we're working the art of professional wrestling, which means we wrestle 3-4 times a fucking week. You can't kill each other, but these guys kill each other and find a way to come back, and then I say it must be God. On top of that, these guys have to be fucking solid guys on the street. They gotta do the right thing when no one's watching. Otherwise, their karma would fucking make these guys end up in a wheelchair real fast. And I asked these guys, I said, how the fuck are these guys getting up? And how long have you been wrestling for? 5, 6, 7, 10, 15 years these guys are doing that shit. I watched Mick Foley and I talked to him about his matches and the shit he went through. I'm watching guys do, and no offense to Mick, and Mick will agree, I'm watching guys do in a year what Mick Foley did in 10. I'm watching guys do what Teddy Hart did fucking in 10 years and they're doing it in 3. And I'm going, holy shit, evolution of wrestling is here. Guys are watching tapes. Guys are going to the fucking home, the gym, the school, the amateur wrestling, doing anything they can, watching every single fucking bit of wrestling on every channel they can get their hands on, using the internet for what it's good for, which is free publicity for guys that want to call themselves pro fucking wrestlers that live the dream, that go to this thing called 19-hour drive for $50 fucking to watch a bunch of fans go, best match I've ever seen. I said, that was what you got paid. Some guy said that was the best time he ever had at a show. I said, imagine the love that guy who's watched 1 million tapes, got 1 million DVDs, spent every fucking dollar he had to watch wrestling. WWE Network, he's got all the different channels. And I said, why do you love wrestling so much? He says, because it was something I could never do. And I said, what makes wrestling so cool? He says, you never know who you could see. Anyone could be a star. It's the uncertainty of wondering how a character can come out there and suspend us in disbelief and tell a story and make me live in this fantasy world called pro wrestling that I've always wanted to be since I was a kid, a pro wrestler. And well, like me, I don't care if I'm booed, if I'm cheered, but I want emotion out of you. When I walk out to the ring, it gives me purpose. We got a certain amount of time on the earth here. And to feel needed and wanted because a bunch of people spend their time, money, and effort on this fucking thing I lived as a dream and I do as a fantasy. And I call it work when most people have to really do a lot of work and then call themselves wrestlers after they work the 9 to 5. And I said, I can't imagine that. Now I've lost everything I had, so to speak, and I had to get a 9 to 5 job and I had to go to jail for a while. And then I really come back with a whole new fucking thing going, holy shit. The Nick Gage Invitational. That poor guy spent fucking years in jail, came back bigger, stronger, faster, and running a promotion with a bunch of guys as a businessman. As a tycoon type of guy that's got a sense about bringing hardcore wrestling back, but then he books me every show and says, I want you to wrestle. Find ways of not going through a table. Don't do barbed wire because we got a thing called lobster and I want soup on the side and I want a steak. And I go back to my McDonald's, Wendy's, Subway shit. If you listen to my promos, there's a million styles of food out there, but made properly, done with the right love. I've had a different fucking dish, Vietnamese, Caribbean, I've had fucking Vietnamese with fucking Hawaiian, I've had Vietnamese with every single kind of soup I can imagine, I've had Japanese, I've had Italian, I've had a hamburger, a greasy shitty burger from Mexico that tasted good because some lady made it with love. And that's the different styles of wrestling out there. There's hardcore wrestling. I heard this guy say there's flippity-flop wrestling. I said, fine, if you want to call it that, it's that high-flying wrestling. I've seen all-around style. I've seen shoot style, strong style. I've seen fucking guys kill themselves in death matches. And I said, all wrestling is done with a certain love and respect and a certain level of excellence, as Bret Hart would say. There's a million ways of getting over, and I'm watching more and more guys take advantage of being unique and spreading their style out and passing the torch on and letting guys in our secret world and making sure people get taken care of. And it's the love for the other guy, if you understand this, that's keeping these guys safe. Because these guys should be fucking dead. The stuff I'm watching guys do, and even stuff that I'm having to do now at 37, which I didn't think I'd be having to do this shit anymore, they're making me step the fuck up and grow some balls again. I look in the mirror and go, if these guys are getting up and walking, and I want to call myself a legend, I better step the fuck up like Sabu did for years. With beaten up, broken hips, whatever he did, he still got in the ring and did the triple chair fucking moonsault. He still went off the top to the floor. I got Abyss still going through fucking I don't know how old he is. He's older than I am. Still going through thumbtacks at a show for 100 people because he loves the goddamn business. And these are all icons and people I meet over the years, and I always ask the same question, what is the most important thing? And the guy says the fans clapping. That smile. And delivering something called, it wasn't really about the money, guys. It was about that the satisfactory of I'm going to a show, I got 80 bucks to my name, and I walk away saying, fuck, that was the best 80 bucks I spent. That was the best time when I'm at work. I justify my existence doing a miserable job to spend my money on wrestling because I actually love it. So we risk our lives because you love us. And I say this to the fans, it's not about the extra money, it's about the extra smiles and the extra claps, because I live for claps and smiles. And if I can make a little money on the side to feed my family or to get my shit together, that's a bonus. But anyone that gets to be a professional wrestler and gets to wrestle in front of more than 100 people, you're living a fucking dream. And thank God for the wrestling schools and the progression of wrestling. I think wrestling's making a comeback. I think it's on the fucking up and up for hard work, quality, and a bunch of new guys that are hungry fucking sharks that are risking their lives to make professional wrestling cool again. Thank you. And this was a long promo, but guys, you know what? Every once in a while, Teddy Hart's got to come out and say, congratulations to Samoa Joe. What a fucking stud. Great match with Brock Lesnar to step up and get from Ring of Honor to fucking Japan to TNA, all the way back to WWE and make a push and make a run and build your name to the next level. Congratulations to AJ Styles. And thank God John Cena got in the ring with some of these guys, because now John Cena's having great matches. When I see a good match, I'm going to call a 5-star match, as I'd want the truth said about my match. I say the truth about you guys. I see a lot of guys on every level getting better, 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 better. That's hard work. That's watching your shit. That's studying the business. That makes me, the fan, happy to go, these guys are taking this shit seriously. Because as I said, it's my money and my time. All I fucking got on this planet is my balls and my word. When I give my balls and my word, professional wrestling is the most entertaining fucking sport you're going to watch on TV again. It's the truth. Because of what these guys do in the ring. They're risking their fucking lives, risking death, risking a lifetime in a wheelchair, being a fucking quadriplegic. They're risking shit that I've never seen any other sport risk for $50 fucking because they want wrestling on YouTube, or they want wrestling on some channel, fucking Smart Mark or fucking RF Video or whatever, fucking highspots.com or whatever the WWE Network shit is. You're watching tapes, you're watching wrestling, you're spending your time and energy on wrestling. The world feels it, and you're bringing wrestling back to a top quality sport. It's the best sport in the fucking world, guys. At one time, the most popular sport on the planet, had the highest ratings on TV. I want to make sure wrestling, independent wrestling now, because this vehicle called the internet, gets that type of exposure. So as I said to Joey Janela, toughest motherfucker I've been in the ring with besides Nick Gage in the last 10 years. And that's no shout out or disrespect to Jack Evans. But Jack Evans, like I said, I need to see you come back and take a couple shows, a couple bookings, and show why I said we're the greatest tag team on the fucking planet, and bring back my partner. Because I think Nick Gage and Joey Janela, me and Jack Evans would have a fucking tear down the fucking house 5-star match, and that's really all I care about, is having a good match and sending you fans home happy. So God bless you. Brett Lauderdale, Nick Gage, Danny DeMonto, thank you for having the balls to book this motherfucker and let me do my job and come out here and make you guys wonder how much we love you. Because if it's like I said, one thing you've ever doubted is Teddy Hart has never fucking tried to shortcut you in the ring. So all I got is my body and my fucking word, and my balls are good. Obviously not in any, not going anywhere. And the balls I have are because you guys believe in me. And I love the fucking fact Joey Janela gets 1 million hits on YouTube. Marketing genius.